The class. I hope that those that are on Zoom usually every week are getting the book. The next week is the new book. And because that's, I think, the last class of this book, Tzav. Oh, no, maybe Shmini. Is Shmini there? I think maybe Shmini there. Oh, yeah, okay. So you got till Pesach. I'm sorry. Okay. Very fascinating class today. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. That's what they coined the class as. And the Rebbe brings out a beautiful concept of the concept that expresses this aspect that a Jew has to realize that today is the first day of the rest of his life. Every single day is the first day of the rest of your life. You learn it something, a beautiful law in this week, in the Parsha of this week, Tzav. The word Tzav means to command. And over here, this week's Parsha, the Torah commands Aaron, he's mainly talking to Aaron and his sons concerning the sacrificial offerings that were brought in the temple. But the Torah starts in one of the in the middle of the Parsha, and in chapter 6, verse number 12 and 13, on page 203 in this book, text number. I'm sorry, going back a little bit. We're gonna go back. I'm sorry, I jumped too fast. Let's go to text number 1. This is an introduction to this pasuk. So the Rambam writes. So he brings down the Rambam. The Rambam writes the proper path to align one's actions along the middle of the emotional spectrum. One should not be overly frivolous and laugh excessively, nor should one be sad and depressed. Rather, one should always be joyful and display a friendly countenance. So the person should always go in the middle. The Rambam writes, the person should always go in the middle path, that his life should be, normal, not everything is a joke, and not everything is serious. But he has an equilibrium, because the truth is that how do you keep, really the question is, the class is about the concept of keeping joy, every single day. You have a project, we get project, we take upon projects and we do it, we get excited. And the problem is, how does one keep the excitement every single day? It's not an easy thing to be able to have an excitement every day, that I do something every day and I'm excited about. So therefore, the Rambam says, that's why it's important that we create some kind of a normality in our life, so to say, that we can be in the middle. So we will always have the concept. We will not be a concept to totally be depressed or to totally be happy, so to say. We're happy. We're not say always in the joyful moment, because usually we live moment by moment. So when there's a joyful thing happening, we get happy. And when there's nothing happening, if our normal disposition is sadness, we'll be sad. So how do we create something? How do we live? We can't live in Disneyland. That's why Disneyland needs to come up with new rides every couple of years, because you're not going to come and pay for it. You need to have something new. We need a new excitement. You can't live with the movies. How many times can you watch the same movie to give you some happiness? We need to come up with constantly new stuff. How does one keep Yiddishkeit alive and excited? Same thing, the same portion last year you learned, the same portion 2 years ago you learned. The same davening, you daven every day. I joke every year, a guy in Rosh Hashanah, he tells me you got to flip it around things. This year we start flipping things around, make it more exciting. Everybody knows what's coming up in less than 30 days. It's Pesach. Did Pesach last year, the year before. Keep on doing the same things over and over. And we're supposed to have joy. It says, mitzvah gedolah liyas b'simcha tamid. That's your next text number 2. Nachum Breslov said you have to have continuous joy. You have to always be joyful. Yeah. Talk to my wife. So, how do we create the concept of joy? on a constant basis. How do we do that? It's not an easy thing to have a normal disposition of joy on a happy basis. Can't always be happy. So here the Rebbe says how we can create this concept, and we can learn it from this week's Parsha. Something that Kohen Gadol did every day of his life. And look in the Parsha. This is where we start text number 3. We have in Leviticus chapter 6, verse 12 and 13. God spoke to Moses saying, I want to see, see if you get the let's see if you guys get the Zeh Karban Adam and Bonam. It says, but this is the offering of Aaron and his sons. In the day he shall bring, that day that he shall offer to God, the day that they were anointed, 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour, tum it continuously, machzisa b'aboker, machzisa b'erev, a half in the morning and a half in the evening. Aaron HaKohen, the day that he was anointed, had to bring the carbon tumid. The carbon tumid was a daily offering that was brought every morning and every afternoon, and he had to bring with it a carbon mincha, a meal offering with this carbon. Can anybody see the contradiction in the verse? Anybody? Anybody wants to chirp in? So there's an open contradiction in this verse. It says from the day that he was anointed, and then it says Talmud continuously. That's the contradiction. Either it's continuously or it's the day that he was anointed. Make up your mind. Now, that's why some people can translate it from the day he was anointed. Right? From the day he was anointed. But not everybody translates, you'll soon see. So now she says, the verse states, this is the offering that Aaron, the ordinary, and his sons, the ordinary priest too, offered 1/10 of an ephah of flour on the day they were anointed into the priestly service. The high priest, however, offered one every day. As it said, he offered daily, half in the morning and half in the evening. So even though the sons of Aaron only did it the day they were anointed, Aaron needs to do it every day. The priest amongst the sons that is anointed in his stead, and if he died, so the son takes over, has to do it again every day. The day that he was anointed, and every single day. So look at the Sifri. The verse states, and the high priest brings the meal offering on the day he's anointed, and it's also stated daily, offered daily. Thus, the verse means to say he brings the meal offering every day, being with every day he's anointed. How is that possible? How is that possible? How does the Sifri learn not from the day he was anointed? Actually, the Sifri says it means on the day he was anointed. And every day he's anointed. Aaron was a Kohen for 40 years in the desert. We know that he was the Kohen Gadol. I mean, he was the high priest for 40 years in the desert. Ultimately, his son took over, but for the first 40 years of the Beis Hamikdash, 38 years actually, of the Mishkan, Aaron was the Kohen Gadol. He was anointed as the Kohen Gadol. He was the Kohen Gadol for 38 years. And he brought the sacrifice every day. He brought the mincha every day. So the Sifri says that a person, that the Kohen Gadol Aaron, talk about Aaron HaKohen, Aaron, the high priest, had to bring the day every single day, because every single day he was anointed. Yeah. That's the meaning of the verse. So how did Aaron HaKohen do that? How did God, in essence, asked Aaron HaKohen that every day he should feel like he's anointed? So let's look at it. Let's go a little bit deeper into this concept. Let's go to text number 6. The Abarbanel, Yitzchak Abarbanel, one of the famous commentators of Torah, Tanakh. It is appropriate to explain the reason for the Kohen Gadol's daily sacrifice. One of the reasons was to ensure his spiritual integrity. As our sages stated, adorn yourself before you adorn others. So it came to make sure, because this was a kapara, this was an animal that was brought as a sacrifice to lachaper, to bring forgiveness. So if Aaron, the high priest, was going to be the one who was going to bring forgiveness, so the Aaron needed to make sure that he was fit. Every morning he woke up, he needed to make sure that he was the right guy, to bring forgiveness to the Jewish people. Now, for him to be the right guy, he had to be spiritually fit. Right? This means that one must ensure that they're spiritually whole before they tend for other spiritual needs. In so much as the Kohen Gadol was a representative of the entire Jewish people, and considered that even the most righteous person occasionally sins, it was appropriate for the Kohen Gadol to constantly bring a sacrifice to atone for any potential sins he might have committed. So the Kohen Gadol needed to make sure, the high priest needed to make sure, that before he went and did the service of the day, he brought a atonement sacrifice for himself. He made sure that he was forgiven, that God forgave him. So you have these two concepts in a way. You have the concept of an individual sacrifice and a community sacrifice, right? You have the concept of the individual sacrifice and a community, like the Talmud. The Talmud of the morning was a community sacrifice. The whole community brought it to the Beis Hamikdash. It represented the whole community. The Asira Seifa, this tenth of a flour, was Aaron's sacrifice. So this was a personal sacrifice. Aaron brought a tenth of an ephah of flour to make sure every morning that he was obligated to bring it every single morning and every single afternoon to come to God to ask him forgiveness every single day.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
The Korban Tamid, is that an animal or also
That's
flour?
an animal. The Korban Tamid was an animal.
Okay.
He brought it with Asira Se'efa. The pasuk says he shall bring the Asira Se'efa. That's the pasuk. Asira Se'efa. He brought the Asira Se'efa. The Korban Tamid was the community sacrifice. That was for their sins. The ephah, the tenth of an ephah, whatever that measurement is, the tenth of an ephah of flour was his sacrifice. It was his personal sacrifice, not the community. So I can understand Aaron needs to think about the community. But Aaron at that moment was not thinking about the community. When he brought the sacrifice, he thought about the community. That's what the Torah says. He needs to make sure you're coming to bring the community sacrifice. You're coming to give forgiveness on community. You got to make sure you're forgiven first. You got to make sure you clean out your closet before you worry about other people's closets. So now you understand why. Now we can understand why it says not from the day, but on the day, because that was an obligation in day to day. Every day he had to realize that today is an important day. He's coming to represent the Jewish people. What he did yesterday. Was today is coming now a new day. It's a new day. And now I'm coming to do the service in the Beis Hamikdash. I'm not coming to service the Beis Hamikdash only for myself. I'm coming to do the service for Klal Yisrael. I need to make sure that I'm forgiven. I need to make sure that I am forgiven. But that is a beautiful thing in itself. That the Kohen Gadol should realize every single day that every single day is a day he was anointed. Every single day was like a new job to him. It was not yesterday's job. It was today's job. It was not just a continuation from yesterday. It was 100% a new day. Let's look at the Rebbe here. He says in text number 7. This is what the Sifri means. Every day was a continuation of the day that he was anointed. This is the meaning of a daily offering. It was daily insofar as every day it was offered was the day he was anointed. So let's say, let me throw you an example, okay, to get it clearer. During the first 100 days that Aaron HaKohen was a Kohen, right? If he missed one day, let's say he missed one day out of the 100 days. Pick 100 days because I'm talking about 100%. If he missed one day, so if it's one package, he missed 1%. Right? You have 100 days. He missed one day. It's 1%. He missed 1%. But if you say each day has its own day, then he missed 100% of that day.
I don't get it. I have a question.
And he didn't just miss 1%. You see where the Rebbe is going over here? If you look at your life as one continuous concept, then I was lazy one day, missed 1% of the day. But if every day, the Torah wanted that Aaron the priest should look that every day was a day he was anointed, that if he missed one day, he missed 100% of that day. And that's the difference between looking at it as a percentage of his time to each and every day as is the day that he was anointed. Yes, that's a question.
So, yeah, I do. I'm afraid to ask it, but I'm going to ask it anyway. I get a little confused with the whole idea that of asking for forgiveness. So, I mean, let's say I'm going to
this
my
is not
father
the class.
every
This
day
not
and
this
I'm
not this
saying,
class about asking. It's not here in the class.
but you're talking about forgiveness, and I don't understand.
Everybody has. There's no
how
person
the
that's perfect.
context.
We ask forgiveness because of our imperfections. So because we want a new start, we ask forgiveness because we want a new start. We always want a new start. In the morning, we'll want a new start. That's why we have Tachnan in the morning and we have Tachnan in the afternoon. Because we always want to have, as the Sikha is going to bring out, I believe, we always want to have constantly a new start. It should never be that it's just a continuation. We shouldn't look at life as a continuation, as one long drag. Life should be looked at as a new, fresh start. Every morning I have a new, fresh start. It's not just this morning is a continuation of the previous day. Look at the Rebbe says. We can then conclude that just like on the first day of his service, in which the high priest could not engage in any service before he offered the flour offering, so too every day the high priest should not engage in any other service before he brings the flour offering. So do you understand? Here the Rebbe goes a little bit deeper. He says, in essence, a person should feel, if God wanted that the Kohen Gadol should realize that there's nothing that starts today. There is nothing that starts this day but this flour offering. It's not because of the community only, it's because of himself. Today is the day he's anointed. Today is the day that he was anointed. Today is a new day. Today is not a continuation of yesterday. Today is a new day. And that is but doesn't answer the question, really, how do you feel that way? How is it possible that the Kohen Gadol, even Aaron, how holy he was, should be able to feel for 38 years, that every day was the day that he was anointed? I mean, that's amazing. Or even if you say that Aaron did feel that way, I'm not Aaron. and therefore, I mean, that's the lesson. Why does the Torah tell us that? The Torah is telling us that we should be like Aaron. Aaron felt every single day was like the day that he was inaugurated. And so did God want that whoever would take over Aaron would feel the same way. And so his grandchildren, great-grandchildren, would all feel the same concept. That every day is a new day. You're going to wait for a little while. You'll see how the Rebbe brings it actually into the concept of tshuva. We're going to get to that. So your question, I apologize. Your question is a good question. It's going to come to, you're going to see how the Rebbe flips the concept of asking forgiveness. And what is the meaning of tshuva in this concept, in a deeper aspect? So the truth is, Aaron HaKohen did ask forgiveness. He did ask forgiveness every single day. He got up in the morning and he brought a carbon to ask forgiveness. To ask forgiveness to Eibishter. And then he would bring it in the afternoon again. Before the evening, he'd bring it again and ask forgiveness. And he would ask forgiveness as if he started the job today. Now, the truth, I can understand when you start the job, you want to ask forgiveness because you're starting a new job. So you want to have a clear slate. I'm starting this new job. I ask forgiveness for any of the problems I made before, but we're starting a new job. Listen, we know that Aaron didn't make problems. He made the golden calf. He was involved with the golden calf. So here he now comes the Kohen Gadol. He asked the Eibishter forgiveness. But every single day, he has to feel that he has to ask forgiveness. That's a good question. Mm-hmm. So the Rebbe says, the Rebbe brings down the Alter Rebbe. And because this, look at text number 9. So good. So considering the fact that the high priest offer a meal offering every day, why does the verse say on the day that he was anointed and not from the day that he was anointed? So here how the Alter Rebbe learns it according to Chassidus. Because day refers to revelation. The verse means to say that the spiritual revelation of the day he was anointed should be revealed every day. Right? It's a new beginning. Imagine Aaron, the new beginning, the day he's anointed to be the Kohen Gadol in the Beis Hamikdash. The guy's already Kanayin in his 80s. He becomes the Kohen Gadol. You can imagine that day. Ultimately, that day turned into a tragic day, but I'm sure it started off with an unbelievable excitement for him that day. What was excitement? A revelation to him. An unbelievable revelation happened to him. All the services that he did were unbelievable, successful. Everything that he did was unbelievable response for God. There was a revelation from God in the Beis Hamikdash because of him. It's brought down that until Aaron did the service, the Eibishter did not descend on the Mishkan. So he revealed God on that day. The Yomi Mashach Haisei. Aaron HaKohen had to realize that revelation needs to happen every single day. Every single day, there needs to, the job of the Kohen Gadol, which I'm going to ultimately translate in the job of every Jew, needs to realize, every human being, needs to realize every single day he needs to reveal something in the world. Like the day he was given the job. Like the day he was given the job, he needs to reveal something in the world that was not revealed yesterday, was not revealed the day before. We are learning it today. We're revealing something here new, hopefully, in your minds. There's a new revelation. That's why the best way to do this is through learning Torah. When you wake up in the morning, You should learn Torah. Have a revelation, a godly revelation. Have a concept of a wisdom, a new understanding in life. That's how you should start your day. A new way, a new comprehension that you didn't know the day before, and now you have revealed something new. Something that you didn't know the day before. Or maybe you didn't know it at all. It was revealed today. That's how you should start your day. So the Alter Rebbe says, that's what the Eibishter wanted for the Kohen Gadol, not to be from the day he was anointed, but it should be on the day he's anointed. That's the point, on the day. That's why the Alter Rebbe says it's on the day, not from the day. And the Torah says on the day, because we all know that on the day he was anointed was a great revelation. And so too every day, Aaron HaKohen had to learn something new. He had to feel that there's a new revelation. It's not a continuation. Now, the truth is, how do we do that? I can understand a human being, yesterday and today is the same, and maybe the whole week is the same. Right? Surely we're going through a headache. The whole week is the same. Getting worse and worse, but it's all a one big headache. That's why we say thank God for Shabbos, because the week is a headache. You got to look at God's perspective. We got to look at it as godly. As how does God look at every day? We first have to understand how God looks at every day. And the way God looks at every day, and ultimately the way he made the world, how he wanted a human being should look at every day. Because the truth is, the Eibishter put it in the system that even though it's the way he looks at it, as you'll soon see in a moment, the Eibishter put it in the system that we should be able to look at it the same way. And how does God look at creation? That he created something 5,000 years ago, and it's just one big concept. So we know that's not true, because we say in our davening every day, text number 10, Hamachadesh betuvay bechol yom tamid. In his goodness, God renews every day the work of creation. So by God, there's a chiddush, there's something new every day. He makes the world, creates the world every day. What does that mean? So the Rebbe Marash, the fifth Lubavitch Rebbe, explains, why did the sages compose the blessing to say that God renews creation every day? In reality, God renews creation every moment. Why does it say every day? You should say every moment. So isn't that creation every moment a greater miracle? Why did they not compose the blessing that God creates creation every moment? That would be the truth. So the reason is because the constant renewal of creation every moment is not plainly observable. However, each day dawns, we can certainly observe how creation is renewed. Each morning, we are refreshed and relate easily to feeling that we have created anew. We go to sleep at night. We go to sleep at night, Baruch Hashem, and we wake up in the morning. Hopefully, we had a good night's sleep. And we're refreshed. Why? Because the Eibishter, why didn't God create a human stay up a whole day? 24/7, a whole day. Why did we? It's a waste of time, you think about it. How much time is wasted on sleeping? But the answer is, it's not a waste. It's not a waste. The Eibishter wanted that we should feel every morning, when we wake up in the morning, we should feel that the Eibishter created a new day. Even though God creates every moment, But it'll be very hard, and that's true. God creates every moment. He's creating the world while we're sleeping. But the Eibishter wanted, God wanted, that each and every one of us should feel this concept. It's not be something just, a thought, an imagination, right? Because if we didn't sleep, we would go constant. Life would be constant. Then, in awakened, life is constant, but in awakened state, then we wouldn't understand this concept. That the Eibush is machadish. When we say it's machadish, it's something new. Hopefully, when you wake up in the morning after you had a cup of coffee, you feel something new. It's a new day. It's a new day. And therefore, we bless God for renewing creation each day because that's what's relatable to us. It makes sense to us. And not make the Chazal, the sages, they don't want to make a bracha something that's a philosophical concept. They wanted to make a bracha something that's a realistic concept to us. We comprehend what it means to go to sleep, and we are miserable if we don't get a good night's sleep. And we couldn't survive ultimately if you wouldn't sleep for a couple of days. So the Eibishter wanted that we would get up in the morning and just like we feel refreshed, we'd say the world is refreshed. The world is new. We are new. The world is new. What does it mean that we are new and the world is new? Whatever we couldn't accomplish yesterday, we can accomplish today. Whatever we haven't accomplished yesterday, we're going to accomplish today. Why? Because it's a new day. It's a new day. I always tell the story of David HaMelech, Shlomo HaMelech, who's brought his father the gift. He brought him a gift of his ring that said Gam Ze Yav, this shall also pass. Gam Ze Yav, this shall also pass. Right? It's a new day. This is gonna pass. The day is gonna come to an end. And you can go buy it, I'm sure. They make these rings. This shall also pass, because the day is gonna come. Tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow is a new day. We're going to soon see one of the most powerful prayers, I believe, in your Siddur is the Ashayotza we say every day, right? We say this bracha every day, and you're supposed to say Ashayotza, you usually say when you go to the restroom. But the truth is, if you woke up in the morning and didn't go to the restroom, you need to make this bracha. You need to wash your hands on Tilas Yadayim, and you need to make Ashayasa. And the blessing is, blessed right on page number 5 in your Siddur, blessed are you, Lord, the King of the universe, who has formed man in his wisdom and created within him numerous orifices and cavities, and revealed his known before your throne of glory that if one of them were blocked or one of them were open, it would be impossible to exist, even for a short while. We have to realize that prayer. We have to understand that prayer, not until we get sick, chas v'shalom. But we have to realize that happens every day. That happens only when I need it to happen. It happens every single day. The Eibishter recreates me. That's why you wash your hand in the morning. Same reason on the Tilas Yadayim. You wash your hand in the morning. Why? Because the tumah, you lost the concept of life in a way, and now it's a new life. And this new life that has come into you needs to be done in purity. And therefore the Rebbe writes in text number 12, why were humans being created in a way that we have to sleep every night to become refreshed for the next day? Its emphasis on renewal of our divine service. On the one hand, we are compelled by nature to put a pause to our Torah study and performance of mitzvahs in order to go to sleep. Think about it. How many mitzvahs you could have done? How many mitzvahs I could have done in those hours that I'm sleeping? How much Torah I could have learned in those hours that I'm sleeping? Like the Rambam says, you need to sleep between 6 and 8 hours. 6, 8 hours a night, you're sleeping. Maybe even more. However, the sensory renewal we attain by sleeping, in turn, infuses our Torah study and mitzvahs observance with a sense of renewal on the following day. Now I wake up in the morning, I feel I can learn more. Because it's like a new learning. It's a whole new day. It's a whole new understanding. It's not the continuation of yesterday's understanding. It's a whole new understanding. Now you understand why a mitzvah that comes to your hand, a Torah that you can learn, you should learn. Because it's not just, oh, I live 100 years, whatever, so I missed one day. What's so terrible? What percentage is it of my life? It's not a very big percentage of my life. If I live 120 years and I missed an hour in that 120 years, or the day in that 120 years, no, because for that day it's 100% a loss. Or the expression of the Talmud, Avazmane bata kabane. If you miss the mitzvah today, then I cannot do tomorrow. I cannot not do 100 times tzedakah for the tzedakah that I didn't give today. If I didn't put on tefillin today, I can't put on tefillin tomorrow twice. I missed 100% today. And that's why the Rebbe writes, and you find in David Ab Adubaram writes, he says, presently the custom is to recite Al Natilas Yadayim, I mentioned Ashayotza every morning, regardless of whether one relieves himself or not. Because every day a person should feel the Eibishter made his body. Parsha created his body. For every day, the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch 13b says, in Code of Jewish Law, he says, every day a person is created new. Thus, every day, it's appropriate to recite the blessings that praises God for forming humans with his wisdom. And that's why you understand all the 15 blessings. That I thank God that I see, and I thank God that I walk. Wait a minute, you walked yesterday. You saw yesterday. No, the point is, the Eibishter created you today. He created you anew today. And that's the meaning of the blessing. You turned on it, that means my neshama went away, in a way. The Eibishter, in essence, the Eibishter God put it into the system. Adonai Kohen understood the system. He understood it well. And therefore it says Adonai Kohen would do the service every morning like the first day he did it. I tell every bar mitzvah boy, I wish he puts on tefillin every day like the first day he's put on tefillin. He's gotten up early. He's all excited. He's all happy. Let's see what happens 6 months from now. Why? Because we take life for granted. We have taken life as one continuation. It's one long continuation. Baruch Hashem, she'll have long life. But the Eibishter wanted that we should take every day. We should look at every single day as a new beginning. It's not a continuation. It's a new beginning every single day. So the next statement, the Rebbe is going to bring this out, the concept of what we mentioned at the beginning, the aspect of tshuva. Because tshuva, we know repentance is for everybody. Everybody needs to do repentance because we're doing tshuva to God. We're having tshuva between us and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's why the Kohen or the Jews need to bring the korban every day to ask forgiveness. But you can take it in a negative way, and you can take it in a positive way. So look how the Rebbe brings down a Gemara. The Gemara says in text number 14, Rabbi Lezer said, do tshuva one day before you die. Please put it on your calendar that when you need to do tshuva, do tshuva the day before. So whatever on your calendar is the day you're going to die, that's the day before. Put, please, reminder, we need to do tshuva today. Rabbi Lezer's students asked him, but does any person know the day will he'll die? So he said to them, you're right, all the more for so. Once you do tshuva every day, at least he dies tomorrow. So every day on your calendar should be written, do tshuva. Right? Do tshuva. Repent. Repent. Because who knows what's going to be tomorrow? One should do tshuva every day, at least die tomorrow, and consequently, one will spend his entire life in the state of tshuva. And that sounds a little morbid. But depends how you look at tshuva. See, that's the difference, the way you can look at tshuva in two facets in Chassidus. There's tshuva tata, there's the lower level of tshuva, and there's tshuva ilah. There's a higher degree of tshuva. Tshuva tata is when a person feels he's taka sinned. He's taka sinned. Okay, that's negative. I sinned. If I die tomorrow, I didn't do tshuva, I'm going to go to hell, and that's a terrible situation. So I better do tshuva. That sounds morbid. Every day to wake up every single day and say I'm a sinner and I got to do tshuva, it sounds like extremely, because I might die tomorrow, that sounds like a very extreme kind of a way to look at things. But the Rebbe says, no, you should take it in a positive way. You should take the Gemara in a positive. Rabbi Lezer didn't want his students to be morbid. Every morning wake up and be morbid. Rabbi Lezer wanted his students to be in the higher level of tshuva, which is tshuva ilah, which is to connect to God. Every single day, that's real tshuva. Tshuva is tashuv hey, is to return, come closer to God. Every day I wake up, if I think that I've accomplished my closeness to God, Baruch Hashem, today I can go closer. Why did God wake me up today? Why did God wake me up today? It's like I didn't do anything wrong yesterday. Everything was perfect. But when it comes to connecting to God, I can go higher. I always can be better. So Baruch Hashem, the Eivishter gave me another day so I can be a better Jew. I can be a better person. Not because I've sinned. I can always be better. In the concept of betterness, is there an end to betterness? God forbid. That's why we say at every funeral, we say, he's completed his job. Like everybody knows that he's completed his job. He's completed his job. You want to wake up and you want to go to sleep and I say, take to the Eivishter, you complete your job. No. You want to tell the Eivishter, it's been a good day, but tomorrow is going to be better. I'm going to be refreshed tomorrow. I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to be better. That's what Rabbi Lezer tells the students. Be in a constant mode of tshuva. Be in a constant mode that, today, the Eivishter woke me up. Today's a better day. Today's going to be a much better day. Today's going to be a much more successful day. It's not going to be just a continuation of yesterday. Yesterday was a great day. Today is going to be a better day. That's what the pasuk. That's what Rabbi Lezer tells his students. Don't be depressed. Be happier. Look at that. The Eibishter gave me another day to do unbelievable things. Because today's a whole new day. So that's why he says, He ends off. Look at that. We're almost finished. One must always experience advanced level of tshuva, which is marked with great joy. Tshuva ilah. Tshuva ilah, the Alter Rebbe says, is marked with great joy. Is not marked with sadness. Oh, depression! I'm a sinner. I have to make sure that I cleanse myself off before my judgment day. No, this is the Baruch Hashem. I've not completed my job, and the proof is, Eibishter woke me up today, because not that I've been bad yesterday, but it's a new day. It's a whole new beginning. It's like the day I was born. Thus, like the day I was born, I realized that there was a purpose in my birth. So to today, there's a purpose in my waking up. There's a purpose, a whole new purpose in my waking up, and that's tshuva ilah. That's the higher level of tshuva, that we remember that in the concept of coming close to God and bringing the world closer to God and bringing ourselves closer to God and our families and our existence, we should get up with great joy. That's why it says in Shulchan Aruch, jump out of bed. Why you should jump out of bed, Oivei? Because you should jump out of bed because it's a new day. It's a new creation. The Eibishter dust created you. And how much could you do today? How much good can you do in the world today? It's unlimited. Then you're going to realize as you're going to go through the day, you are limited, still limited. And Baruch Hashem, because tomorrow is going to be a new day. Tomorrow is going to be a new day. So that's why when we go to sleep, we once mentioned before, we say to the Eibishter, B'yatcha afkid ruchi. We say to the Eibishter, we want you. I know that you want us to go to sleep because you want us to be refreshed. I put my spirit in your hands. I put my spirit in your hands. And when you wake up in the morning, you say, Moidani lefanecha, the Eibishter return this neshama. And why did he return the neshama? Because it created a whole new situation. And it's a new day. And therefore, I'm going to do tshuva ilah. I'm going to try to come higher and greater in my connection to God today, more than I did yesterday. Maybe a whole new beginning. Like it's like a new inauguration. It's like a new whole reality. It's not the continuation of yesterday, but it's simply a whole new reality. And if we can do that, because it's proven to us that we go to sleep at night and we may get up in the morning, and that's why the Chazal put all these blessings in. Why are you thanking God for seeing? Why are you thanking God for having your body? And you had it yesterday. It was with you during the night. No, it's a whole new body.
Okay.
It's a whole new sight. It's a whole new hearing. It's a whole new speaking. It's a whole new walking. It's a whole new reality. Simply a whole new reality. And that's why you make this bracha every day. You should know that the sages, when it came to brachas, it was not a joking matter, because mentioning God's name. They didn't make any brachas any extra brachas that you should not say. Every bracha was thought out, whether some brachas you like it or not. Every bracha was thought out. Every bracha, there was a reason. Because they were dealing with God's name, was not just saying nice statements. They wouldn't put God's name in if it was nice statements.
So why did they say no?
Okay, that's the class. So that's why I'm sorry for bringing that up. So, so go call them up, 555-1212. But every bracha was oiske cheshbon, declined out very precisely. Trust me, because they didn't play around with God's name. They weren't looking for nice statements. They put with every blessing God's name, because in every blessing they understood that a Jew should feel that this is a totally new beginning. It's not just, and even Limit Torah, you say a bracha on the learning of Torah, because the Torah you learn today needs to be different than yesterday. And God didn't want that it should be old learning. It's new learning, like you went to Cheder today. When you open up a Chumash, you have to feel like you're going to Cheder. Like you were excited when you went to Cheder, if you went to Cheder. You were excited with that new Chumash. You were excited with that new Siddur. You made a party. when you went to Cheder. They made a big deal when you went the first day to Cheder. Everybody remembers that. If they went to Cheder, we should feel like that every day. And because it is that way every day. Every day, the Eibishter creates the world anew. The Eibishter creates me anew. And that God wants me to feel that it is new. So therefore, the class was called, what was the name of this class? It was called, Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. The Rebbe once said, if today is the first day of the rest of your life, what would you do? What would you do? If you woke up in the morning and you felt that today was the first day of the rest of your life, what would you do? How would you live your life? But we don't, because the thing is, we don't feel that way. We feel this is a drag. This is a yesterday, this is a continuation of yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before. It's not. Every day, we should get up in the morning and say, today is the first day of the rest of my life. And you'll have an unbelievable day. And that's the Moidani that Rebbe says. The Moidani, if you understand the Moidani, that prayer, which is the beginning, the Moidani lefanech, I acknowledged. What am I acknowledging? Today, today is a day of the first day of the rest of my life. Because it's 100% today. Either I'm going to give it 100% today, and if not, I'm listening 100% today. I'm not just missing a day in this big, how many days we believe we have in life. No, today is it. And hopefully today, I have the most best day in my life. I give it 100%. I accomplish 100%. I infuse myself 100%. Because today is the day of my life. Today is 100%. It's not a percentage of other days. It's 100% in that period of time that I have from 6 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. That's the day, 100%. After that, it's over. Tomorrow is going to be a new day. Tomorrow is going to start over again, entirely a new day. God bless you all. Beautiful lesson that Rebbe learns from a little bit of a wording in the Parsha, but it's an unbelievable lesson to all of us to be like Aaron HaKohen and to feel every day as his inauguration. God bless you all.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Beautiful day.
Toda.
See you.